So this video is about transitioning to circular economy. The transitioning to circular economy requires large system change towards circularity, moving from linear economy to circular economy. And it also requires cross-sector interaction and collective action between multiple actors. Business are key actors in this role, but also government, NGOs, suppliers. So there is a whole transformation of the value chains and industries. Antonella Succetti is a scholar working on circular economy, and she has differentiated between two types of businesses. One are born circular businesses created based on circular mindset, and there is a new way of doing business based on circularity. In front of born circulars, we have these growing circularity firms. So these are large multinational corporations and SMEs that are trying to transition towards circular economy. It's not the whole business, but some of the activities, some of the projects. So in this video, you are going to listen to LUT students. The first one is talking about the transitioning towards circular economy of a large multinational corporation in the building industry. And the second one is a LUT student that was working with a team for a SME, a family business, working on the wholesale industry, also to transitioning towards circular economy. And you will see two ways of understanding this transitioning.
So during our project, we cooperated with a construction company. Our main goal was to introduce a new source of raw material that helps their circular economy project at the moment that they're working on. They are already using recycled components and raw materials, so they're running out, so they just wanted a new resource. And through our research, we noticed that there is actually a lot to offer there, because right now there's a lot of raw material that could be used that is ending up in landfills and lower tasks that they can be used for. Actually, the company is very much forerunner in the field of circular economy. Through our project, we noticed that it makes a lot of sense to use resources that are already used. Reproducing the same material, again, is actually consumes way less energy, and it's easier, and it's already close to the production. They don't have to bring it from far away. Resource scarcity is in the near future going to be really the topic that we will be talking about. Also, as I said, curating raw material from the source, from the land, it needs more work, it needs more energy. If we think about raw materials like aluminium, they can be overused hundreds of times, and it doesn't change the form of the material. So it can be used for the same task over and over again. But some materials, for example, in this case, that the material that we curate, it would have ended up in landfill. So it will be used for higher value tasks, but it cannot be recycled many times. I think by making small differences, we can achieve really big stuff in circular economy. It is very new, and there's a lot of potential. Raw material in general, we just have to find a way how to reuse them for better and higher value tasks.
So at the beginning, this was a student job here in LUT. It's a wholesale company, Finnish SME, exporting goods from Asia, Europe, all over the world with own brands. And the products are hand tools, electronics. There's products like axes, extension cords, compressed air tools, stuff like that. 305,000 different products. So the range is huge, and it has a linear business model, really linear. They buy the product from the factory, they sell to the retailer or for the end user, and that's it. So they wanted to know how they could transform into a circular business model. We asked like 65 different questions. We wanted to have a lot of information. What is this business, and what could be changed, and what cannot be changed? And we had three main parts which we found out. One was forming alliances, because the company doesn't produce the goods by itself. They don't own the factories. They buy the products from the factories. So you have to cooperate with the factory, you have to communicate with the factory well, so you can have the more sustainable, repairable goods and which last longer, and also with the packages. The packages might be non-recyclable. And second thing we found out was a circular business model is feasible for the company. So the change to linear business model can be done, but it's not easy. For the starter, of course, you have to improve the repairability and the quality of the product, because the business model would change totally. Now you would have a product as a service or product lifetime extension business models, which are totally different from the business model the company has now. For example, it could be buy, sell the product. After selling it, get it back, repair it. After the repair, resell the product. After reselling it, you can get it back again, repair it or remanufacture the product if it's possible. Of course, it's not always possible. And after that, recycle the excess materials and products, and resell and repair the products as long as you can. We found out that easiest, simplest things like changing the package into a recyclable material from the non-recyclable material is quite an easy issue to change, and you should concentrate first for that kind of issues. When you gain know-how in the sustainability of the company's processes, you can move towards harder issues like the product quality or developing totally new products. There are factories in Asia, Europe who are producing those. If you want to change some piece of the product, it's not easy. It's a long way. You have to take into consideration the end user. And then you can go to the process industry, the factory. Like we want to have a repairable product, or you can remanufacture it after the use. So these kind of issues you have to integrate into the product development. And I think it's a lot about the mindset. Make use waste business model, that doesn't work anymore. It has come to an end. There's a legislation as well. There's a consumers, there's a stakeholders. Every one of those are demanding more and more circular economic things. Like EU, for example, has a plastic ban for single-use plastic. So you have to do something else. Regulation and laws are changing the industries a lot towards a circular economy. And then there's, of course, financial incentives. If you want to have a loan, for example, Kesko in Finland, they have a 300 million loan. And it says in the loan that if you achieve your sustainable goals, the margin of the loan, the interest margin, will be lower. So there's financial incentive as well for companies to be in a circular economy and to be sustainable.